Hi, you are on the Revenge Eddie channel.
I always knew my mother wouldn't live forever. Everybody knows that about their parents. But knowing something in theory is very different from living through it. You grow up believing your mom is indestructible, the person who always answers the phone, always has advice, always finds a way to make the unbearable feel manageable. Last year, I had to face the truth I'd been running from: my mother was dying. And nothing I'd ever lived through prepared me for that goodbye. Childhood under her roof. I grew up in Ohio, in a cramped little house that smelled like old wood and laundry detergent. My father passed away when I was 9, and from that day forward, it was my mom holding everything together. She worked 2 jobs, cashier by day, waitress by night, yet somehow she managed to be at every school play, every baseball game, every parent-teacher conference. She was tiny, barely 5 feet, but she carried herself like a giant. Her laugh filled rooms. Her discipline was legendary. She had a look that could stop me in my tracks. I tested her patience often, especially as a teenager, but she never let me forget I was loved, even when love came packaged as tough lectures. She wasn't perfect. She yelled when she was tired. She held grudges sometimes. But she gave us everything. My sister and I learned resilience from watching her fight through exhaustion and disappointment. The first sign something was wrong. It began subtly. She misplaced her keys constantly, asked the same question twice in one conversation. Then she started losing weight. Stress, she said. Getting older. But one evening, she fainted in her kitchen. We rushed her to the ER. The scans, the blood work, the biopsy, all of it led to one devastating conclusion: ovarian cancer. I sat in a sterile white room as the doctor explained stages, treatment options, survival rates. The antiseptic smell made my stomach churn. My mom sat calmly, nodding as if he were giving her the weather forecast. I was the one who couldn't breathe. Her choice. The cancer was advanced. Chemo could buy time, but not a cure. I want quality, not just quantity, she told us. I begged her to fight. Stay longer, Mom. Please. For us. She smiled sadly. Honey, I've been fighting my whole life. I don't want my last months to be hospitals and tubes. I want to laugh while I still can. I want to leave while I'm still me. It broke me, but it was her decision. Bringing her home. We moved her into my house so she wouldn't be alone. Hospice nurses came by, but most of the care fell to me and my sister. I bathed her, helped her dress, cooked meals she barely touched. The roles reversed: I became the parent, she the child. It was humbling and devastating at once. Some nights, she told me stories I'd never heard, about my dad, about her wild teenage years, about regrets she carried quietly. She squeezed my hand and said, "Don't waste your time, son. Time's the only thing you never get back." Other nights, she was confused, calling me by my father's name. Then there were nights she was sharp and teasing, joking about my terrible cooking. I clung to those flashes of her old self. Watching her fade. Cancer is cruel. It strips people piece by piece. She lost her appetite, then her hair, then her strength. She became so frail I worried a breeze might break her. The hardest part wasn't her body failing, it was watching her spirit dim. My mom, who once danced in the kitchen and sang along to old Motown records, now lay silent, her laughter gone. Every night I sat beside her, listening to her breathing, terrified of the moment it would stop. Every morning I opened her door praying she'd still be there. Our last conversation. One evening, golden light from the setting sun spilled across her bed. She reached for my hand, her skin paper-thin but still warm. "I'm proud of you," she whispered. Tears filled my eyes. For what? I've messed up so much. For being here. For loving me. That's all I ever wanted. I wanted to pour out every thank you, every apology, every ounce of love in me. But words stuck in my throat. So I just held her hand, memorizing the feel of her, knowing it was slipping away. The end. She passed on a quiet Sunday morning. My sister and I were with her. Her breaths grew shallower, then stopped, like a candle burning down to nothing. There was no grand last speech. No final words. Just stillness. I held her hand long after, willing warmth back into it. My sister sobbed against me. And I felt a hollow space inside me I didn't know existed. The funeral. The church overflowed. Neighbors, co-workers, old friends, all with stories about how my mom had helped them, made them laugh, lifted them when they were down. I stood at the pulpit, voice trembling, trying to capture her in words. Not a saint, not flawless, but a fighter. A woman who gave everything she had to her family. When they lowered her casket, I wanted to climb in, to refuse to let go. Aftermath of loss. Grief didn't leave, it just changed shape. Some days, it stabbed like broken glass. Other days, it was a dull ache. I still reached for my phone to call her when something happened. I still thought, Mom would know what to do. Then the silence reminded me she wasn't there. But I also started to feel her in strange ways. In the smell of fresh coffee. In my daughter's stubbornness. In my own reflex to tell someone, you can get through this, exactly how she used to. My sister and I. Grief didn't just hit me. It hit my sister too. We fought sometimes, stress boiling over into arguments. But we clung to each other, because nobody else knew what it was like to lose our mom. We started a tradition, once a month, we cook one of Mom's old recipes together. We laugh about how terrible we are at replicating it, but it keeps her alive between us. What she taught me in dying. Her death gave me lessons I wish I didn't have to learn. That love is in the little things, soup made when you're sick, late night talks, the way someone remembers how you like your coffee. That strength isn't never breaking, it's showing up even while breaking. That time is the only thing you can't get back. Most of all, she taught me goodbye isn't an ending. It's a shift. She's gone physically, but she's stitched into me, into my sister, into everyone she touched. Where I am now. It's been a year. The pain is softer, but still there. I cry less often, but when I do, it cuts deeper. Her photo sits on my nightstand. I wear her old silver cross, even though I'm not religious. At night, when the house is quiet, I talk to her, telling her about my day, about her granddaughter, about how much I miss her. I miss her laugh. I miss her advice. I miss the way she'd say my name when I was in trouble. But I also feel her inside me, urging me to live better, to waste less time, to love harder. I said goodbye to my mother, but I carry her with me. Always.